Hey there, let me tell you about my best friend's bachelorette party. You know how sometimes the most unexpected nights become the ones you just never forget? Well, this was one of those nights. I went in thinking it would be just wine and good old memories. But what happened next? Let's just say it changed everything I thought I knew about stepping outside my comfort zone. Hold on a sec, I desperately need your support right now. Sharing these personal moments takes a lot of guts, and your support really gives me the strength I need. If you want to join me on this journey of unexpected adventures, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. When my best friend, Ashley, told me about her bachelorette party, I just assumed it would be a chill evening, you know? Some wine, nostalgic laughs, and maybe a few embarrassing stories from our college days. Ashley was always the responsible one, the kind of person who preferred cozy nights into wild adventures out. So naturally, I figured her celebration would reflect that. The invitation arrived about a week later. It was an elegant card in soft pink and gold. Join us for an unforgettable night celebrating Ashley's last hurrah. It was understated, tasteful, and exactly what I expected. The night of the party rolled around, and I chose a modest dress in a deep emerald green, chic but not too flashy. I made my way to the address on the invite. Turns out, it was a penthouse suite downtown, the kind of space you'd see in a magazine, with floor-to-ceiling windows offering this incredible panoramic view of the city. Ashley greeted me at the door, her usual glow amplified by a satin sash that read, "Bride-to-be." "Come in, have a drink," she said, handing me a flute of champagne. The living room was buzzing with energy, old friends catching up, Ashley's co-workers laughing at inside jokes, and a A-list of upbeat music setting the mood. Everything felt perfectly normal, almost predictable. That is, until the doorbell rang. 3 guys walked in, each one impossibly handsome and carrying duffel bags. They just exuded this self-assured charm that immediately drew everyone's attention. Ashley grinned mischievously as she introduced them. As the entertainment, cheers erupted, and before I could even process what was happening, the music shifted to this really sultry beat. The dancers began their routine, removing jackets, loosening ties, and eventually unbuttoning their crisp shirts to reveal some seriously chiseled torsos. The room's energy totally shifted, becoming charged with laughter, cheers, and playful hollers. I kinda stayed near the edges, sipping my drink and trying to blend into the background. But soon, the dancers started mingling with the guests. Their charm, magnetic laughter gave way to flirtatious exchanges, and I noticed some of the women slipping into the side rooms with the performers. Ashley's cousin, Brittany, was the first to go. Her arm was looped around the waist of one of the dancers, and she giggled as they disappeared behind a door which clicked softly shut. Moments later, faint sounds filtered through the walls, breathless murmurs, a soft creak of the bed, a laugh that was quickly muffled. Another woman followed soon after, her cheeks flushed as she whispered something to her chosen partner. The door closed behind them, and soon after, I heard the faint, unmistakable sounds of intimacy. My drink suddenly felt way too warm in my hand. I couldn't help but glance at the remaining dancers, wondering what it would feel like to just let go, to give in to the electric energy of the evening. I was deep in thought when one of the dancers approached me. His dark eyes sparkled with this playful confidence, and his smile was a perfect balance of mischief and warmth. "You've been watching from the sidelines," he said, his voice smooth as velvet. "Enjoying the show?" I hesitated, totally unsure how to respond. "It's not what I expected," I admitted. "Sometimes the best nights are the ones you don't expect," he replied, stepping closer. "What's holding you back?" I said around. Another woman slipped into a room with her dancer, her laughter trailing behind her. A few moments later, a soft, breathless moan reached my ears, barely audible over the music. "I'm not sure this is me," I said, though my resolve definitely wavered under his steady gaze. He tilted his head, studying me as if trying to figure out my thoughts. "Sometimes stepping outside your comfort zone leads to unforgettable memories." His words just hung in the air. My heart was racing as curiosity and excitement swirled within me. Finally, I exhaled. Okay. The room he led me to felt like this little cocoon, its dim lighting casting warm shadows that danced across the walls. The distant thrum of music from the party was barely audible, leaving us in this bubble of quiet anticipation. He stood close, the heat of his body palpable. His fingers brushed a strand of hair from my face, lingering just long enough to send a shiver down my spine. "You're stunning," he murmured, his voice low and intimate. His lips met mine, soft and exploratory at first, as though testing the waters. The kiss deepened, his hands moving to the curve of my waist, pulling me closer. The sensation of his firm chest against mine made my breath hitch. His touch was deliberate, tracing the contours of my body as though memorizing every detail. His fingertips skimmed along my back, the fabric of my dress bunching slightly under his hand. The air between us grew heavier, each touch igniting sparks that just coursed through me. I explored too, my hands roaming over his broad shoulders and down the taut muscles of his back. His skin was warm beneath my fingertips, his body responding to my every movement. He lifted me effortlessly, settling me onto the plush bed as though I weighed nothing. Hovering above me, his eyes searched mine, silently asking for permission. I nodded, my pulse thrumming with anticipation. His lips left trails of fire along my collarbone, his breath warm against my skin. The room seemed to pulse with its own rhythm, a symphony of soft gasps and murmured names. His touch was this perfect blend of boldness and care, every movement designed to elicit a response. Our connection deepened, each sensation more vivid than the last. His strength was matched by this incredible tenderness, making me feel both desired and cherished. The lines between time and space blurred until there was nothing but us, two bodies moving in perfect harmony. When we finally stilled, the air around us felt charged, as though the room itself had been transformed. He brushed a thumb across my cheek, his expression so soft. "You're incredible," he whispered. I smiled, my heart full and light, just savoring the warmth of his embrace. When I emerged from the room later that night, the party had begun to wind down. Ashley caught my eye and shot me this knowing grin, her expression teasing but kind. As I walked home, the city lights glinting off the pavement, I felt this strange mix of exhilaration and disbelief. For the first time in years, I'd really stepped outside my comfort zone and allowed myself to live fully in the moment. Some nights change you in ways you don't expect. And sometimes, the best memories come from daring to say yes. Tell me, have you ever surprised yourself by saying yes to something completely unexpected? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe if you want more stories about those nights that change who you are. Until next time, beautiful souls.